You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me. Today is episode 100. Woo! Episode 100. Today is November 10, 2023, and I have two new guests that have never made an appearance on the podcast. Ray?
Thank you for having me today.
Don't be shy, Ray.
Thank you for having me today, Andres.
and George.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
So I met these two gentlemen at the Band Booster meetings, Band Booster, tournaments. So all our kids are in band.
Right.
And the wife volunteered me to start doing this stuff. Go and start helping. You know, her mom did it when she was a kid. When she was in high school, she did band, and the mom did a lot of the fundraisers, a lot of the raising money. That trailer that's back there, I told you guys, she technically had that purchased somehow for the school, and so the wife's like, well, she wanted to kind of continue those traditions, so she's like, we're doing it. And I was kicking and screaming up until I physically did it myself and got to meet you guys. I am only doing it because the wife forced me. That day that they had the showcase, I told the teacher, I'm like, I have more respect for this now than I did yesterday. So let's get to meet. I'm going to go start off my left, start with Ray. Let's get to meet Ray.
All right. Once again, thanks for having me, Andres. And, I just want to say a little bit about the Band Boosters because, man, when I joined it, I thought it was just going to be showing up for football games, middle of halftime, and that was it. Man, was I in for a surprise. They actually do competitions, and that involves, most of the day whenever they have the competitions, just running around getting things, helping out the instructor, getting things ready for the instructor, getting food for the kids. The Band Boosters feeds the kids. Let me say what the Band Boosters is in case some of you don't know. Band Boosters, they are parent volunteers who give of their time and sometimes their money.
I saw no volunteer here, bro. It was forced.
You were we get forced volunteers sometimes, which we really appreciate. Andres and his wife, man, they've been a huge, huge help. Last year we didn't have that many parent volunteers, and it makes it difficult because the funding for a lot of the events and the uniforms, the instrument repair, buying new instruments, buying carts, all that funding comes from the parent boosters. So the parent boosters are in charge of getting together fundraisers, anything that comes up with money, and that money, all of it goes directly to the band and help out with band cost, whatever they may be. Like I said, repairing instruments, buying new instruments, carts, all that other stuff. So, like I said, I'm really happy to have Andres and his wife. Last year, there was only 6 main boosters that showed up all the time.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah, about 6, definitely.
Yeah. So, once again, thanks. And
so then, what got you doing this? What got you doing the?
So let me say, my son plays the quads. The quads are 4 drums that are together. For those of you who might not know, he has been in band all 4 years, and before the high school, he was also in band in the middle school, in junior high, and at that time he also played the drums. So he's always liked music. So he knew he was gonna, from junior high, he knew he was gonna join the band at the high school level. And the band at the junior high level didn't require that much involvement. They didn't need much help. It was just kind of self-sustained. But that's what mainly got me involved. He the first year he joined was his freshman year, and that was during COVID. So we didn't do anything. And then after that, school started. They started going back to school, and my son says, "Hey, my director needs parent volunteers." And we're like, "Oh, you know what? I had volunteered a lot in his school before, in his elementary school." So I go, "Yeah, let's sign us up." And man, I didn't know what I was signing up for, but at the same time, I'm glad I did. It gave me a chance to meet you guys, and a lot of other nice people that help out, and it's a great social. It's not only helps out the kids, but it's socially for the adults. I think it's pretty nice.
Well, like I told you, I gave you props for driving that big U-Haul, both of you, because I can't do that. I drive a Suburban once, and I was like, this is scary. But no, I give you props because you guys are, running the meetings, and like the first one that I went to, I was kicking and screaming. I'm like, babe, really? I gotta go to bed in half an hour. Are you serious? Starting when I have to go to bed. So I give you guys props. And then George, you go to work right after.
Yeah, I go to work right after.
So I give you guys props for all that. But what about so what do you do for a living, or what gives you the energy and time to go and do all this?
So, like, fortunately, my work schedule, I'm a substitute teacher at Azusa School District.
Okay.
So, like...
Whoa, Azusa School District?
Enemy,
Enemy, bro. Enemy, bro. They're the enemy, bro. Hey, take that coffee away from him.
Sorry. Wrong school district to mention. But that's where I work. It's the same schedule as a school schedule, so that's what gives me a lot of time afterwards to, show up. But no, George is hardcore. He works. Sorry, can I say it?
No, you're good.
He works graveyard, man, and I was telling George I did graveyard when I was younger, like in my late 20s, early 30s at the post office. Man, that took a lot. And I wasn't married I was married with my wife. But yeah, it takes a lot to work at graveyard, man. So my hat's off to him.
I did graveyard when I was 18. My first job was a graveyard at a retail store, and then I jumped ships to a different retail store and did night shift also. And then I think the last time I did graveyard was back in 2011, but only 4 months because I was working at this retail store, and I was like, I saw the potential competition.
Yeah,
I'm getting promoted. 4 months later, they moved me to days. So, yeah, no, I called it. I'm like, I'm getting promoted. One guy's like, hey, man, you're making me look bad. Nah, bro, I'm making me look good.
yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, definitely.
So, married, obviously.
Yeah, married, one kid. Yeah.
Wait, only one?
Only one? Yeah.
You question yourself there for a second. Are you
Yeah,
sure?
you know what?
You got a straggler.
I think so.
Hey, Ryan's Roses. Right?
Oh, no. No, yeah, only one. No, and I question myself because, like, now that I'm older, I think, man, we should have had he needs a brother or a sister. He has lots of cousins, but I grew up with 8 brothers and sisters, so it's not the same. Having cousins is great, but I don't think it's the same experience you get from having siblings.
Right. No, the same thing, man. It was 12 of us. My mom raised 8 of us, so... when I was an adult, I'm like, I don't want kids. Back them kids. And now I have 2 of them. And 3, but 2 that live with me. And they're really. I see what you're saying though, because I'm seeing these boys grow up together. Like one, no joke. Nick's birthday is in August. 6 months later, Julian's birthday. 6 months later, Nick's birthday again. So they're growing up right next to each other. I mean, look, they're in school together. They're in band together. It's funny because Nick said, I don't want him near me when I'm in school. He's a freshman. He needs to stay away from me. And yet they're doing everything together. They're going to join track together. They go to lunch together. When I pick them up, there they are, both crossing the street, walking towards the cart together. So this whole BS of he's keeping, no. Bullshit. No, because they're doing everything together. And
they look out for each other. Definitely.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They have each other's back. And, they might get under each other's nerves and stuff at home. You guys don't see that. We do. And it's like, dude, cabrones, why can't you guys act like we guys act at school?
Yeah, you always get that your kid's such a well-behaved.
Un santito.
Yeah. And then you're like,
Not
are
at
you
home.
talking about my child? Because at home it's completely different.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's just kind of like, you're so strict and you kind of just want to be like, relax when you get home or what. It's the same thing as us, when we were at work all day, we got to act a certain way. When you get home, you're just like, I want to just kick my feet up and relax, So I get it, definitely.
So back to Ray. Ray, born, raised out here?
No, actually, I was born in Mexico, and we moved.
I can see that nopal.
Oh,
I
you
see
see
that
it?
nopal.
You
Yeah,
see it? It's still there. That is actually that's a scarf from the chicken pox. Actually, it landed right there.
I was being sarcastic. I was just
No,
joking.
I do have a scar. I do have a scar for chicken pox by my left eyebrow or my right eyebrow.
Now I'm going to see it because he said it.
No, yeah, you can see it because they say don't scratch when you
I
have the
see it
chicken
now.
pox.
I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I scratch, man. That was It was itchy as heck. So I was like, I'm gonna scratch it.
What part of Mexico?
Oh gosh, it's called Morelos. No, it's Morelia. Morelia in the state of Morelos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
they say I'm from Jalisco somewhere. I don't know.
Oh really?
I'm trying to get it. My wife's been trying to convince me to get a 23andMe.
Oh, were you born in Mexico?
No, I
or
was
you-
born out
your-
here. I was
Oh,
born
your
out
family's
here.
from-
Mom
okay.
was out. My grandma was born in Durango. My grandpa was born in Jalisco. So that's where they say the light skin comes from. And then from my dad's side, well, rumors have it that he's also from Jalisco. So my grandma gave me the skin. My father gave me the eyes.
Oh,
You know? So,
Okay.
but yeah, no, I'm not. I've actually recently gone to Mexico because we go on vacations, but not Mexico. I don't consider Mexico when you're in Cancun or Nueva Vallarta, you know.
Not the tourist location.
Yeah, not the tourist locations. But no, my suegra is from, I think, Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So what got you out here?
Oh, so my dad was a minister, and I came here legally, by the way, just so everybody knows. My dad applied for I know
that's not going to come through the
I was just
podcast
gonna
to pick you up, bro.
It's a hot topic, but nowadays, so I just just for your listeners, so they don't think No, I'm just kidding.
I'm already going to hear the reviews. Damn, Andres had an illegal on his podcast.
Yeah, man. Where's Ice? No, I'm just kidding, guys. No, my dad was a minister, and he got a working visa to come and be a minister up here in church in Pico Rivera, and this was back in 1982, 83, somewhere
I was
around
being
there.
born in 82.
Yeah, you guys are young. You guys are pups. Huh? So yeah, no, and that's how we came over. We came over, and we his work permit. We were able to apply after 2 years. I think that's when this was when Reagan was president. He said anybody who had been here for more than 2 years back in 84, 83, I might be getting those years wrong, but somewhere around there, early 80s, Ronald Reagan came out and said anybody that's been in the U.S. for 2 years and has been working for those 2 years and can prove that they've been paying taxes, they can apply for citizenship. So our family fell under that umbrella, and we applied for citizenship.
It's funny you bring that up right now because you guys met my brother Danny.
Yeah.
So he went back home. He lives in Texas, and he was going through. So our grandma passed away back in December of 21, I believe, and he was sending me pictures yesterday because he was going through the house and organizing rooms and cleaning stuff out. He found the letter that she got from Bill Clinton back in the day when she became a citizen. It's funny you said that right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me the picture of it. Look at the letter she got from President Clinton back in the day, and he was going through a bunch of stuff, and he was finding a bunch of freaking history vault right there. There's. So it's funny, like I said, that you bring that up.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, so when you apply for citizenship, whoever the current president is, they send you a letter. It's a mass-produced letter. I wish it was an actual signature of the president, but anyway, they send you a letter saying congratulations. It's a stamp, probably. Yeah, but it's still kind of cool to get.
Yeah,
nice.
That was pretty cool. I was impressed. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. Letter from the president.
So let's see here. Ray moved out here illegally.
Wait, legally, you meant, right?
What else is there to know about Ray? Hobbies, Ray. What hobbies you got?
So far, it seems like
besides this band booster stuff.
You know what? It doesn't seem like much because the band booster. So let me give you a schedule of the band boosters, just so you know what I mean when I'm saying I don't have time. Because our son has practice. Everybody's kids have practice. Everybody in this room, his kids have practice on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Their practice is from, and I say theirs, I mean George's and Andres's, or Andy's.
No, Andres is fine. George's, Andy's fine.
So their kids show.
Who's Andres? I thought it was Andy's podcast, not Andres' podcast.
Andy. You guys, he introduced himself as Andres to me, so that's all right. But I'll go with Andy now.
I saw the nopal, that's why.
Yeah, he thought I didn't know English, and he came up and come on, man. You're gonna get a lot of bad reviews about this.
Uh-oh.
There's a large Hispanic population coming your way.
Yeah.
No. So they show up at 6 to 9. Our kid, who thought it would be a good idea to show up from 5 to 9 because they want that extra hour of practice. So I was like, fine. So we drop him off and we kind of hang out, and the instructor starts telling us, "Oh, we need this. Something's coming up, or we need this." So whether we drop them off, or we'll come back early. We'll watch them. We'll watch them practice in the evening, and towards the end of the practice, they do the whole show. So we'll stay and watch the whole thing. So that's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And
Friday, because so Monday, Wednesday, I take them at 6, and Nick did say something about 5:00. So when we get there, we pull up. Your boy and some of the other kids are already out there, but Pitt is not required till 6:00.
Yeah, everybody else is from 6.
Yeah,
so they're supposed to show up at 6.
Yeah, I think it's just drumline. That's
some of the drumline
to 9.
Yeah,
I guess the drumline members wanted to show up to get more practice.
Yeah, so I guess
an hour earlier.
So on Fridays is mandatory 5:00. So that, I mean, from what I understand, because I even take Julian at 5:00. So we pretty much go run to the school, pick them up, run them home, and I got an hour to get you guys back home, back to school. So you guys got to hurry up and figure what to eat, and then run them back. So I believe your schedule is a busy one. Yeah, I mean, lately we actually have competition today, guys. Yeah. And when I found out that we have a 2:15 check-in. Hey, you guys want a fucking podcast? We got all morning. We got all morning. But no, I mean, it looks like your schedule is a little busy one.
So it's pretty tight. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're just decompressing, chilling out in the evening, hanging out, watching Amazon Prime or Netflix or something, just trying to relax. Yeah. And then Samuel will usually be catching up on homework and stuff. Yeah,
the wife, she says you'll get your Saturdays back on this. You'll get your Saturdays back. Because it's draining. It is. I mean, the teacher saw me on Saturday. You asked me, George, on Saturday, and the teacher asked me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm just tired. I'm just tired.
And just to let you know, your wife lied to you. You're not going to get your Saturdays back.
I heard.
Soon.
I already kind of heard.
Just so you know,
I already kind of heard. Now they're going to do indoor.
Right.
Oh
yeah. God. Which is a whole nother thing.
Yeah. And George, he doesn't know that we have. No, he does know, but he hasn't experienced the back-to-back tournament. So today and tomorrow, guys, we have a back-to-back tournament.
We have a back-to-back tournament. Well, we say, you know what we do too. We push the equipment out there.
We do, bro.
F them kids.
Include yourself. You are going to be there. Wait, you are going to be there, right?
After this podcast, I don't know. I don't know, but they have competition. That's why I asked you guys, man, what are you guys doing in the morning? Let's knock it out real quick. Because I normally record on Fridays or evenings, but I've been going over the boys when they're in band. I'll record. Hey, buddy, you want to come over record one real quick, and we'll knock it out. And then once the machine's doing this thing, I'll go pick them up. Today I was like, you know what? If you guys are available, let's knock it out early because we will be busy today and tomorrow So George's turn. George, what got you? Well, first of all, introduce yourself and what is it that you do for a living?
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is George. I'm pretty much a transit bus mechanic. Oh, okay. I do work graveyards. It wasn't really by choice, except that I got promoted. So they're like, when we hired you, you said that you could be flexible. So I said, yeah, and he's like, okay, well, with that flexibility, we're going to move you to nights.
I said that 20 years ago.
So they moved me to nights, and they gave me a raise, and so I was like, yeah, why not, man? I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a stranger to working graveyards, so I was like, fine. But with this tight schedule of the kids and stuff on the days that they don't practice, I pretty much just sleep, man, throughout the day. Yeah, I get home, and it's hard for me. My wife gets mad because she's like, just get home and sleep. Like, you don't need to eat. But it's like, dude, I'm hungry, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I get hungry, so I'll eat a little something real quick and then shower and just knock out for most of the day. So on the days that the kids have practice, I usually just take my girls to the practice and then pick them up afterwards. And me and my wife just kind of hang out and do our thing because I'm most likely not going to sleep on the days that they practice after that, so I'll get as much sleep as I can. Sometimes I'm running off for like maybe 3 hours. Ouch. And it's just go time, man. Like, it isn't.
I stopped drinking coffee during the week. I didn't even start drinking coffee till like 6 years ago. I was driving to work. I was driving from Oxford to Santa Barbara for 3 years. One morning, I started dozing off. I was driving and my eyes closed. I jerked the wheel and oh shit, I need coffee. But I always hated coffee because I never knew about creamers. I never knew about creamers. I just knew that coffee and sugar and milk was disgusting.
Yeah.
My wife said, no, there's creamers. It'll taste like vanilla and it'll taste like this. Okay, cool. So I would drink coffee. When I moved out here, I'm only a 15-minute drive to my route. In fact, before, the little liquor store around the corner was my first stop. I don't need coffee. I'm not getting up earlier to drive for 2 hours or an hour and a half. Don't need coffee. After I start, and I only drink coffee like on the weekends just because I like the taste of it. Starbucks or whatever we have available. I started doing this band booster stuff. Oh, man. Oh, man. All last week or 2 weeks ago was coffee and then you go to 7-Elevens. I go to 7-Elevens and I have a 7-Eleven almost every day of the week. And they'll tell me, get something, get whatever you want. And I'm like, fuck, I'm getting a coffee. And some of the 7-Elevens have like this machine where it grinds your coffee right there and then.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty advanced at 7-Eleven.
And that one tastes a lot better. So I fucked up, man. I have a headache right now because I have not drank coffee.
I really wish I was like a lot of people that are like, oh, coffee amps me up and I get all jittery afterwards, or like when they drink, energy drinks or whatever. I will drink 2 of those tall can monsters and go right to bed. I can't. It doesn't do anything for me.
I can't get into energy drinks. I was never into coffee. I was told my Sweater coffee was for the weak. Then I almost crashed. Okay, Sweater, I'm weak. And it was back-to-back days too. Yeah. It was back-to-back days that I'm like, that's it. I need coffee. And energy drinks, nada. We sell some energy drinks, but I don't know. Just water's my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've drank coffee since I can remember. My mom drank coffee. My whole family. It's just, so I'm from El Salvador. And a lot of us, we drink coffee in summertime, hot coffee. We're not doing the iced coffee situation, So it's like, you'll have your whatever meal you have and some cafe.
My brother's like that, dude. He can drink coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 100 degrees, and he's drinking coffee. I'm like, the fuck, dude? It's like, this is just nothing. This is whatever. So I'm like, I like nothing. Oh.
And so I think that's part of the reason why I'll drink coffee and I'll be fine. Yeah. It doesn't get me jittery. It doesn't. I just like the flavor, and so I'll be able to go right to sleep afterwards. I'm not I'm a huge coffee drinker, but it doesn't. That's why sometimes I envy people. I'm like, man, I wish I was like you. I'd be more amped up. So anything that has caffeine in it doesn't really do much for me. It doesn't. Those pre-workout stuff and that, nada. Nope.
Wow.
Nothing. So I'm like, all right, man, I guess we're just doing it for the flavor then, I guess.
So El Salvador, huh?
Yeah.
So 2 illegal.
How did you enter the country?
No. Wait, I was legal.
I sure wasn't. I sure was not. No,
what's that song, Tres Veces Mojado?
Yeah, that's me. That's me, for sure. Well, what happened was I was born in 83, so that's when the Civil War was going on in El Salvador. So my dad came over first, then he sent for me and my mom, and my mom's like, all right, let's rock, let's go. Yeah. So she would be like, you know what, this is too much. The guerrillas looking and this and that. And I guess my mom worked, like my grandma had a little restaurant in like her garage area or whatever it was. And so at a certain hour, the military would show up, and at a different hour, the guerrillas would show up. So mom's like indifferent. She's like, I don't care. Just, I'm just feeding everybody, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought they were robbing her.
Yeah, no. So she would just
business was good.
Yeah, it didn't matter. And then grandma's like, just feed these guys. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the guerrillas at some point, this is a story that my mom tells me. Sometimes I feel like they're too far-fetched. How parents like over.
Bro, we'll make those stories up one day too.
Yeah, for sure. So,
remember that one time my son was freaking working for the mafia? Dude, he wasn't banned. Oh, that's right. It was banned, Andres. Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was kind of a mafia.
I mean, look at the way they walk together, they march together. I don't know.
So at some point, from what my mom would tell me was that the guerrillas tried to take me, and at one point they succeeded. So me secuestraron just to get to my mom. And so mom was like, all right, that's it. Let's get the hell out of here.
No shit.
Yeah. So
what'd they get out of her?
nothing.
Free food?
I guess. But
just to prove a point, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Because they're like, oh, either you're with us or your mom's like, I'm not with anybody. I really don't give a shit what you guys do. But, just give my son back and I'm out of here. She's like, oh, I get there and you're over here giggling and they're having you hold their rifles and this and that. I was like,
oh, this is cool.
Like, all right, for sure. So.
How'd they get you back?
Huh?
How'd they get you back?
My mom went looking for me and then they're like, hey, if you want your son back, you're going to come over here. And then that's how,
Damn.
Yeah. So.
The only story I got is we went to TJ and I didn't remember anything, so they wanted us cross. ¿De dónde, ama?
Yeah.
How old am I? What's my name? They wouldn't let us cross.
Yeah. No, my mom told me some insane stories of when we were crossing. She's like, I had to throw you over a ditch, and then I jumped after, and I was like, no wonder I'm a little brain damaged. Like, I get it now. I understand. And I tell my daughters the stories, and they're like, yeah, we see that. I was like, you guys suck. Whatever.
Kids.
But, yeah. So I have 3 daughters. One's already in college. I have 2 in high school, senior and junior. And the one that was in college, she's the one that started off in this whole band situation. So she messed me up right from the beginning.
So you were also forced into it.
So I was kind of like, you know what? Yeah. When she came to me and said, oh, can I be in band in this? I was like, yeah, that's cool. I didn't know how much involvement there was going to be. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, just don't pick any dumb instrument like a flute or something. I was like, pick something cool.
We told that to the boys too.
So
my wife's like, I did the flute. Oh. And she still has her flute in the closet. She still has it. This is like, what, 15 years ago?
Just kidding.
Yeah,
just take whatever you want. So she came back with a baritone sax. And I was like, what the hell's a baritone sax? Like, I didn't know nothing. And my daughter's short, right? And she comes home with this huge case, just didn't even have wheels. She was just hanging on to it. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I just figured this is more case than instrument. She pulls the sucker out. It's almost her height. I'm like, bro, what is it? She's like, you said to pick something cool. And I could be like maybe Lisa Simpson. I was like, all right, kid, you got it.
She got you.
Yeah. I was like, she was the only kid the whole 4 years that played the baritone sax in the band. No other girl played it. No other kid, So I was like, okay, cool. Then she got my other daughter into it, my middle daughter, and she plays the saxophone too, except some a little bit smaller. Like I don't know what are they called usually? I don't know, whatever.
I just know the vibraphone because JoJo plays that one, and the bass 5 because Nick plays that. That's all I know.
I should have known by now what all these are called, but it's like.
We push them all the time. We should know.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so she played her sax. And then my youngest daughter, she decided, you know what? I'm not going to play an instrument. I'm just going to do color guard. So she swings flags and throws rifles around and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, dude, she can throw those things pretty high, bro. And then catch them like nothing.
Oh, that kid's cost me a lot of money. That kid's cost me a lot of money.
She should have played an instrument.
So when she joined, right? Right after her first year of color guard in high school, somebody got it into her head that, hey, maybe you should join one of these DCI things. I was like, what the hell is DCI? And we kind of looked it up, and she's like, it's like a drum corps. So it's like the pros for bands. And I'm like, what in the world? I didn't know any of this stuff. So I was like, yeah, whatever, cool. I mean, if you want to go, let's go.
It sounds like somebody took her hostage.
And I was like, so
and your wallet was the way to get her back.
And I was like, so what's the deal? Like, what do we do? And she's like, oh no, they like kind of travel. And I figured, they're gonna be like within the city, maybe a difference. The first competition that they had was at the Rose Bowl. So I was like, oh, this is serious. These kids are like really going at it. She traveled the country a little bit. I had to go pick her up in like Indianapolis after when she was done. So it was a big thing for her and for my pocket because we dished out a lot of money. It seemed like maybe every other week it's like, can you guys send me money? Because we're like, dude, we just sent you like $200-$300. Oh, it's because I bought everybody food. They're supposed to sell me back. I was like, kid, what are you doing? And
Julian had a trip with the school for knots, I think, and he sent him money. Okay, here, kid, if your friend needs something to eat, don't because I know what it's like. I know how it's like to be that one kid that everybody has to buy something for. Yeah. So I make sure that my boys don't walk around with with no money. They both have a debit card. I mean, I never had a freaking debit card. I got a debit card when I was an adult, So I made sure, and then so he hits us up. I'm going to need a little more money. Like, what? And we're looking at we can look at what he spent his money on. I'm like, oh, you already spent $40, and it's, okay, we'll send you another $40. We'll just all we did was on the bank app transfer the money into his account. And then he comes home and he's hungry. What do you mean you're hungry? You just spent like $80. He was, yeah, but it was all candy.
That's for later. I was trying to bring souvenirs, but I guess not.
Last night we made spaghetti, and we had some donuts from the other night, and he wanted to eat his donut. And I said, no, you're not going to eat your donut. You didn't even finish your dinner. So he freaking went and got the spaghetti, finished the spaghetti so he could eat the donut. Oh my God.
Yeah,
kids, man.
Kids will. I love my daughters, but they will drive me crazy at times. Definitely. And I think we all kind of share that same sentiment where you would do anything for them, but at some point, like,
fucking kids.
Kid, what did I get myself into with you guys? Yeah, and I'm the same with you. Like, my oldest daughter's 18, then I have the 17-year-old, then I have the 16-year-old, and the first two are like a year and a month apart. And then the next one's like a year and like 2-3 months apart. And I was like, everybody's like, you guys don't have a TV in your house? I was like, let's not start that joke. It's just,
Man, how about rest, bro? Bro. I said that to my suegro because my suegro, all her other kids are pretty much close to each other. I'm like, damn, suegro, you didn't let suegro rest? What the fuck, dude?
I was like, we just put the wrong stuff on.
Channel 99? For those of you who don't know what Channel 99 is, go research it.
Yeah, oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, I got into the whole band situation because my oldest daughter. So now, we're really into it. We, try and help out. For the first year, I didn't even know there was like a band booster situation. Whoever was doing it prior to us, I didn't get any like emails, any letters, nothing about meetings. So I was like, oh, this is cool. We would just be up in the stands and just watch. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then when we figured it out, we're like, oh, we have to give up some more summer too? Like, what in the... So it's a lot.
Yeah, no, like I said, I was just thrown into it. The boys are going to be in band. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go to the meeting, so you're on crack. You're on crack. I go to bed, no joke, guys. When I said in the first meeting, I go to bed at 7:30, guys. Don't text me after 7:30. I'm not lying. I go shower at 7 and I'm in bed. Because... Even my compadre's like, but you're getting plenty of sleep when you go to bed at 7. You're getting like 9 hours of sleep. My Fitbit says otherwise. I'm not getting. You don't get the 8 hours, 9 hours that you think you're gonna get. No matter.
It's like once you hit that REM sleep or something.
Yeah,
right?
I was talking about that last podcast. It's like even though you go to bed and at 7:30, you wake up at 3:30. It says you're gonna get your freaking 8 hours of sleep. You never do. You don't. Sometimes there's only 6 hours of sleep, but I was in bed at whatever time.
Yeah.
And so I told the wife, no, I can't. So I went to that first meeting only because I wanted to take over that Instagram page. I went with the purpose.
That was so funny. It was funny when I told my wife that. She's like, huh? And I was like, yeah. He said this. She's like, he could have it if he wants it. I'm good. Tell him that once we're done, that we'll pass it right along to him.
I told the wife that too. They're gonna leave. They have one more year of doing this, so most likely after that, I still have 2 more to go. I gladly take over. But that was my purpose of who's doing the Instagram page. So what I'm referencing is the band booster, or the band's Instagram page. You really don't see anything on there. They're really not much. Just like a bunch of little cell phone photos here and there once in a while. And like, wait a minute, you gotta what's going on? She said, my wife said, well, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, just watch me. And then when I'm like, oh, it's hers. I'm not going to say shit. I'm not going to say shit. Never mind.
She really appreciates it because then she'll go, what am I supposed to put here? Like, what am I, so she really appreciates the picture. She's like, oh, Andy sent me I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And she goes through all the pictures and she's like, I don't know which ones to pick. There's so many. So she tries to pick like the best ones that she feels, the ones that she feels is the best ones. So she's like, if it wasn't for this, like, I really, bro, what am I putting on here?
She can freaking post the same picture over and over again. Nobody would fucking know.
Probably not. I think you're right about that.
Nobody would know.
Yeah.
So, I went that day with the purpose of letting you guys know, hey, I was up there in the stands and I took photos. I take photos, not professionally, but I do my best, and then I edit them on the computer, and then if you guys need a link to them, the parents that are not seeing them, my wife's like, why are you giving your number out to the parents? I'm like, well, because the person running the Instagram page is only going to post a few. She's not going to post all 300 photos. There's times where I give her like 300 photos.
Yeah.
She's not going to post all 300 photos, so if other parents see pictures of their kids, oh, okay, get them. Now hey, you're the one that took my photo. Hey, you're the one that took my photo. Hey, you're the one that took my photo. I got parents coming up to me.
The kids love it.
Yeah, I got parents coming up to me and say, oh, you're the one that took the photos. And I'm like, I kind of like that. I do. And, but that was my purpose. I was like, I'm going to take over the Instagram page.
It's cool because the kids have their own Instagram pages. Like, I think they have like their own section. Right, I think each section has their own.
Yeah, they do.
Instagram page.
You'll see. I've seen a color guard. I've seen a
drumline one.
Drumline one.
Yeah, and then there's like a one for just the section leaders or something like that. Mm-hmm. So they go to the booster page and they just repost it or steal whatever they need to. And I was like, yeah, that's cool because they didn't have that before. My wife actually just started, and she's like, you know what? They need an Instagram page. I was like. Well, same thing your wife told you. I told her, I was like, what are you waiting for? What are you going to do about it? Go for it.
Yeah.
Start it. She's like, I don't know. And that's how my wife was saying, but what if people don't like it or this? I was like, you'll never know. Just go ahead and start it. And she's like, all right.
Yeah, I started a podcast with just to see what the fuck,
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy taking photos. That's what my compadre is saying, because my compadre calls me every day when I'm at work. We're on the phone for like an hour or two, but oops, if my bosses hear this, and he tells me the thing is you enjoy doing it, you like doing it, and it's like there's times where, my grandma was in photography back in the day, and then my brother Danny, you guys met Danny, and he would come over multiple times and visit, and he would have his camera. We'd go hiking, he'd pack his camera. We would go down the street, pack his camera. I think it's time that and he would show me the results. I'm like, this is way better than cell phone pictures. And so we went to Target one day, and he was like, I'm going to grab him, $700. He goes, can you afford it? I'm like, the question was, can you afford two of them? I'm like, shit, I can afford three. Grab my camera, and now he comes over and he's like, fuck, you used my camera. You've used your camera more than I've had to use mine, and you've only had yours for a short period of time.
Yeah, I think once you really get something that you enjoy like that, I mean, you go for it. You just keep doing it and just kind of try to perfect the craft that you enjoy. That you don't have to. Once you start doing it as a job kind of situation, a lot of the joy starts getting out of it.
Exactly.
It's hard to find something to get paid for and enjoy it at the same time. Usually those come when you're not getting paid,
right?
Because there's no restrictions to what you're doing. You do it at your own pace, your own time. So it's just, like you said, it's fun.
Exactly. Like I this became stressful at one point. And my wife's like, you picked up that hobby to relieve stress, not get stressed out on it. So that's when after that I cut back, and only when I have a guest I'll do it. But it's funny because the day that we had the fundraiser, the tacos. Not the one that band had here at the school, but the one where they're selling tacos and the showcase, the very first one.
Oh, okay.
We didn't even have our cameras out, and the teacher was like, hey, "Are you guys gonna take photos?" I'm like, she asked my brother, "You can actually go on top of the announcer's booth thingy," and he was like, "All right, cool." So I'm like, "Hey, I can take ground photos. You should go for it. Knock yourself out." And like I said, ever since then, I became the band booster cameraman. Or the band
honorary
cameraman.
Yeah, and I think the kids, just as much as the parents, really do appreciate that because we didn't have that before. It feels like this year we've had a few different changes that the kids weren't used to. And it kind of sucks for the senior. I mean, it's always going to suck for the senior because there's always going to be something new that they didn't have the previous year. And they're like, oh, how come you guys couldn't do that last year? It's like, sorry, bro. I mean, what do you want to tell you? It sucks to suck, bro.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know?
Because it's like when you said, Ray's, you had mentioned, like, no one's ever done this in the past. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like, because then you go back to thinking about it. My wife, same thing. She's like, we didn't have cameramans back in the day. We didn't have any of this. So the only photos that she has of
sketches,
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 right? You call my wife old, bro?
I think we're all old in this room.
Remember, they don't go past 29, dude. No, she has the the photo that they have that guy come out once a year and take the friend photos, the group photos or whatever. There is one of her and her brother and sister at my in-laws' house, and it's a tiny little wallet-sized camera. Like, the fuck, I can make poster-sized pictures, man.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that back then. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, no, it's man, it's really good to have you, especially you guys, because before we only had, like Andy had mentioned, just iPhone pictures, and they were not really good, and most of them were from the kids, and the kids are kind of moving, and sometimes they can't even get their phones out. So for the previous 3 years that I've been there, we've never had an actual photographer. And man, when Andy came over and his brother came over, man, they were taking all these pictures. We were like blown away. And he's saying he's not a professional, but man, the quality of those pictures are amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
Everybody's the kids love them, the parents love them, and he also provides a link so all the parents can go rummage through them and find their kid, and then they find their kid, and it's a clear, nice picture that they're. Child playing their instrument, and it's a big morale booster for the parents, for the kids. The instructor loves it, and it's just it helps display the band in the way it should. So it's kind of like to get more people involved. So I think that's ultimately what it's going to do. It's going to get more people involved because they're going to see these pictures and they're going to start loving them, and they post them on the gram. And, man, they come out really, really nice. So, Andy, thanks for doing it, man.
Well, since competition started, I've been taking 2 cameras, and I film one of them. I film the performance with one camera.
That's right.
And then I take
video with the other one. Yeah,
photos with one, video with the other one. Yep. And the same thing, I edit the video as well. I edit the color, I enhance the colors and stuff. And but this last one, I didn't film it because we were on the ground with you guys. So I need an angle from the top. So. I didn't get to film it, but I was like, I filmed multiple. During the event that we had at the school, I was stuck in snack bar, so I couldn't film it. But somebody filmed it and put it on YouTube. I was like, but they got a good angle. I'm downloading that video. So I downloaded it, I enhanced the color, and I shared it because I'm like, someone took it. They filmed the entire thing.
It's usually like some like another teacher, or at least. Like a friend of one of the band members, or something.
That day of the showcase, my brother was up on the announcer's booth, and this lady went up there too. Okay. And she says that her brother has been filming the showcase, the show, for years now, and I guess he had a brother or a sibling in the band or whatever. And she's like, I don't even have anybody here, but he asked me to come film it. Oh. So I think it was her because it was on his Instagram, on his YouTube page that I was able to. Download it. I'm like, shit, he has it. All right, cool. He filmed it because I was. Oh, let's talk about that day, man. Woo! Oh man.
The video is so helpful too because not only do you take the pictures, but you take the video, and the video, like they actually use it to help them. So when they're doing their performance, the students have to, march a certain way, do a certain steps, a certain direction, and they get to see that. They get to see themselves actually doing it, and they get to get better at it because they get to watch themselves and they see how they're marching and what they need to fix, what they need to make better.
Right.
So that video and the pictures we love, but the video they don't only love, but they're actually using it as an instructional tool for them to improve their performance.
Yeah, to criticize each other also.
And that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Other teenagers are always going to be critical.
Oh yeah.
But no, thanks, Andy. And
Yeah.
tell your brother thanks.
No, I will. But so we did. So the wife decides to, the day that we went to the first meeting, the day that I went to the first meeting, it was the day you guys were talking about competition at home, and competition at home, they perform at the end, they get graded, but they're not part of the competition because they're hosting.
Right.
And so that day, the wife and I was like, well, there was a list, and write down your availability and see what's up. We put ourselves down for some waters and Gators, sell waters and Gatorades. And like the next meeting, my wife comes over here kind of like a little stressed out because she's like, hey, they put us in a snack bar. I'm like, what? I don't do good with food. What do you mean they put us in a snack bar? And she's like, well, it's because, the teacher said to Ray that she feels that we're trustworthy people. And I'm like, fuck, man.
I don't want to be trustworthy.
I'm a fucking criminal, damn it. And I was shitting bricks about that, though. Anyways, my fingerprints wouldn't come back. And so I was like, well, if they're saying that they trust us, then let's give it a go. I mean, why not? Yeah. And then she calmed down because she figured I didn't lose my shit. Because I'm like, because I do sweat. And she started explaining to me, no, everything's on crock pots, and there is no, you're not physically cooking anything. It's just snacks. And I'm like, oh, okay then. So let's go. And so I already signed myself up to do it again next year because
awesome.
I am willing to learn from my mistakes. So the cup of noodles, man. What the fuck is the deal with these cup of noodles, man?
Kids love those things. I don't understand. Yeah, but it gets cold. They really don't have a lot of money, and it's probably one of the only things that they'll enjoy when it's cold like that.
Yeah.
And it's cheap, so they can't go wrong with it,
You know what's funny about the cup of noodles? That you can't put the cup of noodles in the microwave.
No.
You can't.
Now you can, apparently.
So I was listening to the radio. I think that competition was Saturday. I was listening on the radio on Monday that they're going to switch out the cups from foam to actual paper now.
Except that I used to always just throw them in the microwave anyway, so I didn't really care.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yeah, I didn't know you could throw them in the microwave. I always thought you had to have hot water.
Nah, I just put regular water, put it in the microwave, and vámonos.
So the wife at one point, because we were also selling pizza, and the wife at one point had stopped you and said, hey, I don't think you should bring any more.
Yeah.
They're not selling as fast. I guess other schools brought catering, culeros.
Oh, it was a shit show.
Yeah, it's like, hey, who ordered Little Caesars pizza? I'm like, we're not ordering Little Caesars. We're not selling Little Caesars pizza. No offense to Little Caesars pizza. That's what we eat at home. Like, no, we didn't order. I don't think George ordered Little Caesars pizza.
Yeah.
So that wife at one point told her, hey, I don't think you should buy any more. And then you still brought like 10 more.
Yeah, I think those are the last, because Ray and me and Marsha, his wife, we just had a little powwow real quick.
Yeah.
We're like, hey man, so what are we gonna do with these pizzas? And it's crazy because I called the guy, and the guy is Egyptian, so the language barrier, he understands me and everything, but the pizza guy was freaking out because he's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And I was like, yeah man, I'm sorry. When I went to go pay the guy afterwards, he's like, when you called me back for the 10 pizzas, he's like, I was like, oh, okay, no problem. What he thought was the pizzas weren't selling because nobody liked the pizza. Oh. So he was very, critical, like, oh, but they don't like my pizza? That kind of thing. Oh, okay. But so I was like, no, man, the pizza was good. It was just...
Pizza was good.
It was
dude, I love the slice, dude. It was like...
These scummy other schools brought their own buffet, and I was like, what are you guys doing, man?
Yeah, no, the pizza was good. I mean, I got to sneak in a slice, and and it was cut in fours. So it's like you're technically getting $5 for a quarter of a pizza.
Yeah, you got like a Costco size.
A guy came over. A parent came over and he's like, "Well, give me 4 slices, dude. Here's a whole box. Here's the plates. Yeah. Put the plates," and gave over the plates. Now, when it comes to my wife, she's very good at organizing things. She's very good at I mean, you look at her, you go to her office and you see freaking whiteboard with everyone's schedule and everything, because she does I guess kind of the same thing you do, but for a physical therapist.
Okay.
So she has everything organized. And when I met her worked at Walmart. Corporate wanted to take her because she was so organized. So she's very organized. So the first thing she said, so we're not wasting food. I heard that last year we wasted food.
Well, it was a shit show last year.
And then you had some of the kids were, well, we did this last year. Well, this is not last year. I can hear like, damn, babe, those are kids. She's like, I don't give a shit. Fuck them kids.
You need structure, so I'm gonna tell you how it's going down.
So we had we had a group of kids to come help us out, and then the wife's like, just like, pretty much, she's running the show. She's saying what she expects and what's up, and the only thing is that those cup of noodles hit us hard the last freaking hour, man. Dude, there was a line.
Yeah.
At least 100 kids in line for cup of noodles, and our power went out.
Yeah, that's the same situation we had last year also,
year
but it wasn't as it was worse last year. Last year we had a tough time trying to get it back on. This time
it turned on quick.
Yeah, it turned on quick.
So the we had that little like kettle thing. We had a different one, but that wasn't heating up as fast. This little kettle thing was heating up in like minutes.
Yeah, you had like one of those coffee, like industrial coffee ones.
Yeah,
that has to kinda...
so it wasn't doing the job. And at one point we threw a cup of noodles in the microwave. Sorry for the people that ate those, and we didn't want to. So then
I'm sure they didn't care.
I had a system. I don't think so. I had a system going on where every time I filled 1 or 2 cups, then I would put 1 or 2 cups of water in the machine, and it would heat up. I even burned my thumb, dude. That's how hot that thing got quick. So I had you had some of the little high school kids just like kind of like, well, no, let's go. Vamos, quítense la chingada. Let me take over. And I was the one filling up the cup of noodles. And then so I had a nice little chunk. And as they were going, I was making more. Making more. As they were going, making more. I'm all right, cool. And then towards the end, it slowed down. So, okay, well, let's at least have 1 or 2 cup of noodles prep to go just in case. Boom. Cup of noodle. Okay. The moment that made another one. Cup of noodle. Boom. Made another one. But the hot one was ready to go.
Yeah.
I only gave 1 cup of noodle away. And that was to who I called my pizza girl. Because she was right there next to me every time. She's in color guard.
Yeah.
She sits in the back. She does it in the back. And she... Every time pizza, boom, she was on top of it.
Yeah.
And then pizza, boom, she was on top of it.
She's a great kid, man.
Yeah.
Great kid. I think it was her and you had the other boy, right? That's also in color guard.
Yeah.
And he's a senior, so he's kind of like whatever, and that's kind of his own. The thing is, he didn't really want to be there because color guard. Well, every section tends to just stick with each other.
Yeah.
Right. So the teacher tends like give them different jobs, different duties, and like if you land with each other, then cool. If you don't, then sorry, man.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, she's a great kid.
No, she like I said, she was on top of it. I gave her like pizzas, and a couple of times I gave her a hard time, but I was just being funny.
Yeah,
I was being funny, and then I had at one point had all the kids riled up and stuff. And my wife's not the attention person, so I'm over here. Hey, they're walking by. Hey, don't be shy, dude. You're looking at the menu. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. And they'll come up and buy something. Or hey, you guys sell nachos here? And I'm like, kids, do we sell nachos here? And all of them, no, sir.
Yeah, they got to have fun with it, man.
And at one point, one kid came up to the window. I'm like, dude, what's up? He's walking away. I'm like, hey, man, come on, man. I don't bite. Oh, I'll come back next time. Are you sure? No, I got to go get some money. I'll be back. And he came up to the window and he shook my hand. So when he shook my hand, I pulled him in and tried to go for his hand to bite his hand. He came back. And he, like he said he would. I made him laugh.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I tell people is like a little laughter goes, a long way. Parents were walking by and, hey, man, don't be shy, dude. And somehow make them laugh and they're coming by. And the beautiful thing is about the pizza is that after we ran out of pizza, only 2 kids ordered pizza and it was gone.
Yeah.
So, we were 1 pizza shy instead of having 15. If you would have brought the whole stack, 15 of them, they wouldn't have gone to waste because we would just give them to the kids.
Yeah.
But it would have been money out of the school's pocket that would have been and then the hot dogs, we were making hot dogs. And we had them on like 3 different crock pots, and one was heating faster than the other one, so they cracked in half. And towards the end, I went and bought a hot dog for myself, and the little girls that were there helping us, they looked at me with a look on their face, like, how was it? Like, like they wanted an honest response. I'm like, this is the best fucking hot dog I had in years. All right, cool, because people were complaining about the hot dogs.
Yeah.
But I mean, se vendieron.
Yeah.
They sold out.
I mean, you can't make everybody happy.
No, yeah. So, se vendieron. But she looked at me like, how was it? Like It was the best fucking hot dog I've had. It's fine. There's nothing. You slapped it with ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, and relish. You can't even taste the hot dog.
Yeah. No, you had put like onions out also.
And I had onions out there.
Last year we didn't do that. You had got some from like the taco stand. And so I was like, oh, snap, you got onions in this one? I was like, cool. And then I saw people just grabbing the onions. I was like, all right, man.
Yeah, no, because the cilantro and the onions got there late.
Yeah.
The food was already starting to cook, and no one chopped cebollas or anything. So they decided to use a snack bar
to do the shopping.
We were all crying, man. We were all crying. And all the kids got out. I got out. My, this is enough. Nah, bullshit. If you're going to make us all cry, leave some onion behind.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And I mean, like I tell the wife, I'm a person that I learn from my mistakes. And I actually been quoting Tony Stark lately. He's always learning. And because I want to give it a go again next year, because I want to learn. I want to make sure that I know what time. Okay, break is at 7:15. By 7 o'clock, start making cup of noodles. Pop, pop, pop. And at least have 50 or 60 ready to go. We know they're gonna sell. Mm-hmm. And plus, I'd rather lose $1 on a cup of noodle than a pizza.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely
learn from our mistakes, and go. And I think this time, maybe not the hot dogs, because that's only an actual, what do you call, main course, okay, in a way, and maybe the nachos. Have the nachos over there, and then send them over there to get the meat or whatever the case may be. Like because it was cool or they would come buy a soda. Well, the sodas are over there. Yeah. So you would kind of force them to go to other tents.
Exactly.
I like that. I like that.
Exactly. And I think it's just we kind of came up with the structure a little bit last year.
Yeah.
This year, the way we did it, we had like a one table left over. Like, what the hell is this booth going to be?
Yeah.
Luckily, they kind of made it into a longer like drink booth.
Yeah.
So we're like, cool, man.
Yeah,
just
that'll
use
work.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did notice this guy running around on a bike the entire day. Bro. What was he doing?
Everybody else is on their feet.
What was his
guy
job?
What
was his job?
Yeah, man, that was bus duty. So.
Oh, it was Ray. It was Ray.
It was bus duty, and somebody has to park those buses when they come in. Hey, no, but you guys did a great job on the snack bar. There was no food wasted, and we were concerned about wasting food because all of the funding to buy all the food, anything we needed for the tournament to buy comes from the booster account. So the school doesn't give any money to the director. The district doesn't give any money to the director. This is all funded through the booster account, and this is the booster club that we're in, and the booster parents. Like I was talking about fundraising, they do it all. So all that money that is spent, we try to be really responsible with it because we know it's money that we're taking from the kids. So whenever we take money from their account, we want to make sure we replace that and we have a profit. Yeah, we want it to grow. So last year what happened is that we did have a lot of food waste, and we just felt bad about it because that was money that, kind of got wasted. Well, no, it really didn't get wasted because the band kids got a free pizza that night. But we're just trying to be responsible with the money that's there, to use it wisely. And then when we do use it, we want to see a return. And the bigger return, the better, because, like I said, it all goes back to the students for their uniforms, for their shoes, for the instrument repair, all these things that you don't even think about. And then they have band fees, too, so that helps them cover the band fees that for those kids that can't afford to, pay the band fees.
Yeah, it that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Before getting into this whole band situation, I don't really deal too much with the actual instrument playing other than my daughters, right? But within Color Guard themselves, I'm more ingrained into that. Me and my wife, we're the only parents that go watch these kids from Color Guard. It's insane. We go to these tournaments and we're like, where the hell are where's our parents at? We don't have, it's just us two, and my wife doesn't walk right. She has like a AFO on, right? And she's like struggling. Last year, she didn't know what was going on. I'm sorry, like 2 years ago, she didn't know what to bring or nothing. So last year, she's like, I'm getting a backpack just for these kids. Yeah. So she throws like, feminine products in there, other stuff in there. Yeah. She holds everybody's phones, which is like 12 kids. I'm like, geez, So she's like, Color Guard mom.
Yeah.
And these kids, it's crazy because you start talking to them, and there's so many issues with these kids, man. Like, so many issues. And I'm like, yeah, kids can be a little weird, but they start going in on their home life, and I'm like, I'm very saddened by this, dude. Like it really, like, it breaks your heart to hear these kids in what they're going through. Like one of the little girls, we're constantly giving her a ride home, and she doesn't live that far, correct? But when it's a
9:30 at night,
at 9 o'clock at night, it's dark.
And these days,
yeah. And so I'm like, nah, man, we're taking you home. Her mom takes off, leaves her by herself. It's just her and her grandpa, you know. And this kid has to like kind of fend for herself. We're like the other day, we're like, what are you eating? She's like, lean cuisines. I was like, lean cuisines? She's like, yeah, that's kind of all I have. I was like, what do you mean? Like, your mom doesn't make? She's like, yeah, that's because there's no food in the fridge. Her mom took off to like Vegas for, like a few weeks. Last time the kid came crying because she's like, I can't find my mom. I don't know this, that, and the other. Her mom left with her boyfriend somewhere and left the kid alone. And I was like, you don't have no groceries, no, like what?
Yeah.
So it's sad. Mm-hmm. It's sad to hear these situations. And these other girls, like, parents are divorced, and then they have like, oh well, my mom has her boyfriend, and my dad's girlfriend, brothers, uncle. This, I'm like, I'm lost. Well, but I'm kind of I feel your pain now because it's insane, So these kids never have anybody else go for them and watch them and cheer them on, and I'm like, dude, you guys are gonna be great. That sucks.
That's the one thing that I did notice. Like I saw who I call my pizza girl, and don't have to say her name, but I don't even know her name. I just call her my pizza girl.
She's like, hey, mister. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah. She was adjusting her makeup, her color guard makeup, like the little blue and on her eye over and over and over again. And I'm like, hey, girl, I need you here. I need you to stop focusing on your makeup. I need you to start selling pizzas, as a joke. And she said, well, it's because some of the other girls said that I messed it up. And I'm like, it looks fine, kid. Just, high school kids being high school girls. High school girls being high school girls. My wife looked at her, your makeup looks fine. She goes, really? After that, she was in a good mood all day, everything. Every time now she sees me during their practice or whatever, right away, hi. Yeah. They'll say hi to you, and it's funny because at the last competition, Saturday's competition at, what's it called? Los Altos?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Los Altos.
I was standing next to so I decided to, in pit, to help pit, I took over the mixer. Mm-hmm. Got a fond thing I got a attachment to mixers. I don't know why. I'll push this one. So I was standing next to the little girl playing the piano. Again, don't know people's names. And she was like, I was throwing some dad jokes, man. And she just looks at me disappointed and puts her head down.
As she should.
Yeah, she puts her head down. As she's putting her head down, she says, you are Julian's dad. Because my son, who is nowhere near close to having a kid, hopefully, in another 10 years, but is over there throwing dad jokes. So, no, but it's funny that you said that about cheering them on, because the wife and I made the mistake of sitting with the kids this last competition. You guys were on the other side. I even got my camera zoomed in. I can see where you guys were sitting at. And they're over in the corner. And we were with the kids. Dude, I'm gonna say our band wins an award, and our kids are quiet.
Yeah, they're like, whatever, dog. Yeah.
What? Hey, come on, guys. My wife had to check me a couple of times. I'll tell you why. I'm like, come on, guys. You guys. Oh, yay. I'm like, what the fuck? Then you had a kid next to me who was sitting next to me every time their school won. He would stand up and he'd be like, rah, 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 and start doing all his little chants, and his school would go crazy. All right, Sierra Vista, la la. I'm like, damn, you guys suck. And my wife's like, Andy, these kids suck.
I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, man, what is going on? Yeah. And my wife tells me, she says, you stop. I'm like,
no.
But it's, hey, man, get it together.
Yeah,
like, what is going on?
Come on, your school just won something. Just cheer for them. Like,
even when they won first place,
it's not even cheer for them, cheer for yourself.
Ooh, yes, they got first place. I'm here. So
crickets,
man. And I'm like, you guys are so like used to not, winning anything. I'm like,
well, every time we go and the school's quiet. That's why my wife got these. That's why she bought these.
Right.
Because she wants to make some kind of noise. Yeah. And she was like, what? Like, So there's she I guess she mentioned it to one of the parents. I'm like, there's no discipline. No. There's no discipline, and I get it. It's one teacher, and how many kids? 100?
Yeah, there's over 100.
So I guess the parent might have mentioned it to the teacher, what my wife had said, or I don't know if details were mentioned or people's names were saying. So we got the schedule for today. We got it a couple of days ago, and my wife texted me, look, the teacher took my recommendations. So instead of all the leads going out there to receive awards, only the seniors. And then that way the other leads can motivate their teams and cheer.
I hope that kind of works.
Hopefully.
The thing with that is that they're not all seniors as far as them leading. Not all of them are seniors. Mm-hmm. So it's the ones that are up there are the leaders, you know? And I speak for color guard because, like I said, we're ingrained into that. When it comes to color guard, my daughter goes up. My daughter's a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
So she has people like other girls that are like, hey, shh, quiet down. Hey, I'm trying to hear. Hey, come on. So she checks, like somebody else checks the other team. So, and I'm like, dude, we need to have that a little bit more often.
The kid that's sitting next to me, the kid from the other school was sitting next to me. I can hear him tell his classmates, hey, guys. Hey, Sierra Vista, what was the score? What'd you guys get? I don't know. Well, this kid who's over here in a different school knows your score.
Yeah.
He knows your score. And he was not even goes to your school. That's the one thing my wife checked my son. Because he came over, well, we got whatever place. Okay, well, did you guys at least improve? Or do you guys get worse?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't pay attention to the score? So that's why I asked Ray the other day for the Instagram page. Because the Instagram page that shows the scores. And it does show that the Sierra Vista has been improving.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were all happy because we're from Oxnard. They were looking at all the Oxnard scores, and I text Ray. Yeah, my boys are happy that Sierra Vista's beating Oxnard schools.
As they should, though. You know, they should have a little bit of pride in what they're doing, man. It's because the one thing I will tell you is that the drum major. I know that we're throwing out all these words and stuff, and a lot of people are like,
"This is why this is the Band Booster. This is the Band Booster Dad's podcast episode."
So, the drum major is essentially the kid that stands right down the little podium and waves his hands around to keep tempo.
Yeah,
you know, that's in short, that's what it is. He gives the band some pretty gnarly speeches at the end of practice to try and motivate them.
I heard him on Wednesday.
I'm like, bro, that's the kind of motivation you need. And that's the kind of stuff that, man, some kids are like, yeah, we gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
But it only lasts for so long. And I'm like, and I told them last time, I was like, hey, man, I was like, how about you try and cheer them on and like get them hyped up before getting onto the field, bro? Like when you guys are in competition, you're the drum major, bro. Like, get them going.
Yeah. Before even pushing the equipment out, set a stand up, let them stand on top of that stand thingy, whatever that thing's called, and give them one. I want to hear an Independence Day speech.
Right.
I want to hear a Jeff Goldblum speech.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, let's do or die, baby. Let's rock.
Wait, and that wasn't Jeff Goldblum.
I knew what you meant.
Jeff Goldblum.
I wasn't gonna correct you. We were in flow.
The guy from The Fly?
No. That's not the guy that gave the speech, but yeah.
No.
That was the dad from Casper that gave the speech.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna Google it while you guys talk.
But whatever.
Google it. I'm gonna Google it while you guys keep talking.
If you guys haven't seen Casper, then we got another problem here.
Yeah, that speech is classic. That speech is.
Yeah, he really knows how to hype up the kids. A lot of them like, they leave practice all hyped up, but then competition time, they kind of fall into the same funk, and it's like, nah, man, I need you as a leader of all these kids, hype them up before going out there on the field. I'm pretty sure we'll do a lot better if he's
Bill Pullman. That's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. And then you Google the movie, and that's the first thing you see is a speech.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's good at that, man. He's good.
He's really good about trying to motivate them. And we've heard a couple of his speeches that were really motivating. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's what the kids need to hear,
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are just kind of showing up, playing the instrument and stuff like that. But I think it helps, like, when they hear a motivating speech, it helps them, like, take ownership of their part, their instrument, and realize, oh, man, we're in this together, we can do this. And, good or bad. You know, we're going to feel bad when it's bad. We're going to feel great when it's good. And, you know, just kind of celebrate the great and, you know, kind of be with each other and help each other out when it's not great. And then help each other, build each other up to get great. And that's, man, those are like some of the speeches that the drum major, the guy that stands up there and on the podium and is, you know, conducting the music or directing the tempo. That's what he's telling them, and it's kind of helping him out. I think it's hyping him up and getting him to realize, oh, you know what, we're doing all this together, and we each have a part that we could be, you know, help out to make the band great. So that's good.
The thing about it is, a lot of people look at band, they're like, whatever. They're just here for the halftime show, so they'll just do whatever, you know. The thing about it is you go to a game and then the band comes on, dude. That's a whole team.
So when the football team is playing. And then the kids are performing up on the bleachers, right? It's like, okay, real quick, like a 2 minute, like a 1 minute song, real quick, whatever. But this last football game, I was staring at my son, and I was telling my wife's like, what happened? I'm like, look at our boy, like with pride. That, you know, even though he's just a drum, like when we pull up to the parking lot and they're practicing, you hear that drum. That's my boy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
my
they
boy.
have pride in that.
Yeah.
You know? And so the funding that we do and this, that, and the other, it all comes from the parents, right? We don't get a lot of parents' involvement.
Yeah.
Because to them, this isn't a sport, you know?
Yeah.
And it sucks. A lot of sports get all the funding and this and that.
Yeah,
and blah, blah, blah.
I wanted my boys in football.
Entonces, when we do it,
Yeah.
it's like, well, I mean, it's just band. It's like, no, bro, you guys are a solid team.
When we were doing the fundraiser here at the school, the event at the school, my mother-in-law, she came to help us for a little bit, and she was in the once the hand. I'm not good with money, like math. On the spot, I'm not that great, so I'll just take over the cup of noodles. Get at the kid, and my mother-in-law and my wife were accepting the money and doing all that stuff. But when my mother-in-law came in, she's like, "Where's the churro machine? Where's the cash registers? Where's," like, pretty much flashback of everything that she helped get to the school.
Yeah.
All that wasn't. She's like, "You're using a," she, like, you can hear in her voice, "You're using a shoebox for the money." so my wife.
That's a nice looking shoebox.
Yeah. And you know, from what I'm hearing, it's like from what the wife's telling me, and from what I hear from my suegra, it's like back in the day, it was, you know, more excitement, more. We need to get more parents out there.
Yeah.
We gotta, like, we went to Rolling Heights, and my wife and I were the only ones on the parent side saying, "Yay!" Where the people next to us kind of felt bad, and they started cheering for my son. My son's like, "I don't know who the hell that was, but he was cheering for me."
Yeah. And it's crazy because as parents, you know, we're excited for them, but it's just like a few of us, man.
Yeah.
Other schools, they have a whole squad of like 20, 30 parents. And I'm
Dude,
like,
you see their pit? Like, their pit is like 50 parents. The pit's like more parents than the kids.
That's why that's why at the beginning of the of band season, right? We have a meeting, this and that. Dude, last year I was so disappointed. This year I was like, "Hey, man, you guys as parents need to get it together."
Yeah.
Because we need you guys to get involved. You might not think it, but these kids love it when you're up there in the stands looking at them. And if they see
for them.
and if they see you, they'll perform better.
It's like one of those movie moments where the kid's looking up in the stands and his dad's not there. Let's go with Little Giants.
How did I know you were going to bring Little Giants?
I don't know why. It just happened.
I figured.
The little boy, he keeps looking, and his dad's not there. And the moment he sees his dad at the end zone, it's like that's one of those. If you guys haven't seen Little Giants, go watch it. You heartless bastards. It's a good example.
Yeah.
That's the first one that came to mind. But there's other movies where you see them kids. I mean, you know, Officer Ricky was here just last week talking about how he would look forward to seeing his grandpa up in the stands, and then once his grandpa passed away, it wasn't the same because his grandpa was there cheering him on. And I mean, we get it. Some of these parents aren't blessed like we are, that we can actually take the day off or be there. But
nah, man, I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give you that easy out, dude. I work graveyard,
and you're still
I'm
there.
half asleep on like 2 hours. You know what I mean? And I'm still making it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get it going for the kids. dude,
at least one
and
parent.
it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So I did get on the parents. The first meeting, I was like, you guys need to start showing up for your kids.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, because it's sad. Man.
Yeah.
It's sad.
And when they do show up, it's a bigger motivation for the
The
kid.
day that I don't mean to brag, but the day that we had the showcase.
Yeah.
My wife right away told everyone, and we had my sister-in-law, her family, my brother-in-law, his family, another sister-in-law and her family, and then my in-laws were there, and they were supporting because they were in band, they've been band, they know what it's like, and now that the boys are in band, they want to show. Look, my mother-in-law was helping the freaking snack bar,
Yeah.
So they know what it's like, and they're there to support. I mean, my family, the little bit of family that I have, is in Oxnard, so I'm not gonna make them come all the way over here for like a 10-minute show.
Yeah.
But whatever house. But no, yeah, it is kind of sad when you hear Sierra Vista wins first place and not even parents.
Yeah.
So it's quiet. I'm telling you, that day at Rolling Heights, my wife and I were the only ones on the opposite side, and yay!
We'll probably see more parents at Champs. You know what I'm saying? And not even that much more, but we'll see a little bit more, and then you'll start hearing more cheers. But it's like, bro, we need to do the whole season. Where have you been at?
Yeah.
You know, if you were able to make it here on this Saturday at this time, what does that say? You could have made it to the other ones. You know what I mean? So it kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's been the biggest challenge. Is like we have over 100 kids. Let's say like at least half of the parents were more involved.
If
that
you
would be
get
50.
if you get one parent, if you get one parent to show up, that's 50 parents.
Yeah.
One
half.
parent.
But we don't even get that. I think we're only doing like maybe 5% out of the 100. So that's like, I don't know, maybe 10 parents. No, actually, maybe
and this
less.
year we've had more parents, which is awesome. Man.
Shit, you guys even had an uncle.
Right? Yeah, right? Yeah.
Daddy.
No, yeah. And last year we only had there was 6 main of us that were out of, there was 100, there was over 120 last year in the band. And only 6 parents continually showed up to everything. I was like, that was kind of a bummer. I was hoping to get more of a parent involvement, more of a parent turnout.
Even my daughter that graduated last year, she goes to college and she shows up and
I saw that.
I was like, man, you're sad, bro. Why are you still coming to these things?
Don't you have a life?
Yeah, dude, where's your social circle? Yeah. But she comes because she knows how it is.
Yeah.
So she got fingerprinted and this. So she's waiting on the fingerprints also, but she's willing to come along.
Mine took a month, bro. Mine took a month.
So it's like, dude, band season's almost over, but whatever.
Yeah. Once I got it,
we got one more year.
Once I got it, I did the whole jump with the kick of the heels.
Oh man!
But guys, we've been at it for almost 120, and I know that you guys still need to go get the U-Haul trucks, and all I gotta do is get my camera gear ready to go. Meet you guys at the school in a little while, but let's thank you guys for coming on the podcast. Thank you guys for taking time, and like I end every podcast, guys. Thank you for riding with me.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you for having us, Andy.
Woo! Woo! All right. Go SB! Woo!
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Andy podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.